Hello everyone. It's been a while. It's been a long time, but I'm very happy to continue this video series. So just a little bit of context and background. I had taken a year. I was doing my MBA. I was busy doing coursework. I was busy doing assignments. I was busy finding a job. I was busy finding a way how to create this outlet for myself. And what I realized is, okay, let's get back to YouTube and let's get into some of the dynamics. So here I am back to see where we are with the markets. So it's been a slow year. Like there's been a big slowdown in the economy. This is happening in different parts of the world, and we're feeling like what's happening? Where's the next step? Where's the next growth going to come from? What's going to happen to like our portfolios? I'm just going to be attempting to like demystify some of this. And of course, going through business school and going through this environment, this very tricky, challenging environment, it shows you where the opportunities are. It shows you how other people think about stuff, and it's just given me a lot more of an informed perspective. So let's focus on the slowdown and how can we apply some of these things and this perspective to the slowdown. So as we see here, the interest rates, now we're focusing on the Fed interest rates, it started from March 2022, March, then you see May, the various Fed meetings, and they've just kept hiking it till they paused it in the last Fed meeting in June. So what this tells us, you see the interest rate, it went from less than 1%, and now the funds rate has gone to 5.25%. In America over here, we see that the CPI, the inflation, like it's in double digits. It's just crazy. Like there is this sort of pseudo recession that people are feeling, sort of thinking, okay, where are we going with this? What's happening? But ultimately, when it comes back to the markets, whether when it comes to the public markets, that's the reason, as we'll see ahead, why things haven't changed, why there hasn't been much movement in the last year or two, why there's been this continuous volatility, because as this interest rate has gone up, the cost of borrowing has gone up. We're in this environment where companies are finding it challenging to to borrow money and to give this money back to the shareholders. That's not a good sign at all. And you can see the various layoffs that started last year, how they're creeping in and continuing into this year. A company like Meta, even after all these layoffs, it's still in a phase where it's probably not trimmed the overhiring that happened in 2021, similar to other big tech giants. So this kind of tells you the story, like companies which were hyper focused on growth and focused on like growing, they've sort of had to cut back and focus on a more shareholder oriented process. Like as we are just talking about it, so the effects that we are feeling, like there's layoffs, people are losing their jobs. It's not a very good environment. There's a lot of frustration, there's a lot of things that could go people's way. Inflation is at all-time high. It's very difficult unless you're at the top 1% or people that are super rich that are not affected by this change. And also something else that's happened very importantly is the services like ChatGPT and generative AI, which has broken through that huge chasm, which has reached a place where it's out of the box. People are adopting it, using that technology. So things like that are going to substitute a lot of the human labor. So we have to find a way to survive, and we have to identify the opportunities that are existing in the industry. We have to have like a macro perspective. But if you have too micro a perspective, you won't be able to catch the train which is going in the long run. Like there are trends like AI, there's trends like climate tech, renewables. All these factors are going to play a major influence in what's going to happen next. But currently, there's layoffs, cost of money is going up, growth is harder for company, shareholders are concerned about survival, companies are focused on shareholder friendly measures. So let's wait and watch and see what happens. But this is going to be a tough year. We are in a tough market. We need to hang in there and see what next steps we can take to best achieve the desired outcome. All we can do is work hard and put in our effort. Outcome we do not know, and we have to do the similar thing with the portfolio. Now, when it comes here, I've just taken a comparison, the S&P 500 and the Nifty. So the index of America and the index of India. Broadly, this should help us identify how the two economies are doing, what's sort of happening in the economy. And as you see, when we go from May or April of 2021 to, let's say, where we are at now, you can see like the S&P 500 is almost flat. Like there's not much growth. We don't see much happening there. And the Nifty is sort of just broken out, sort of going there, getting there because the environment in India is a little bit better. The inflation and the interest rates are not at such all-time highs, which is amazing that the government has kept that under control. Obviously, at what cost and how things have gone, that's a different discussion. But companies are finding ways to grow over there. But in America, we see the public limited companies that they'll probably take a little bit longer. We would see probably like this flattish sort of approach because interest rates are at such all-time highs. Obviously, there will be pressure on even the Fed and various entities saying that, okay, look, now we need to start making money, we need to start growing because if it's just remained flat over 1 year or so and the big funds have pulled out and taken profits, deploying dry powder is very, very important. Like, no rich person, no big fund, no GP, no LP is going to be happy saying that, oh, hey, you have 200, 300 million sitting. Oh, that's great. They want you to go out there, identify those companies which are going to outperform the market and return those big returns. That's just the nature of the industry, and that's how competitive it is. People will wait for maybe a couple of quarters or maybe a year, but not too much longer. So we have to wait and watch and see how this goes. But this year is definitely going to be challenging. And I thought, let me just do a video, let me just get some perspective, let me apply the learnings from business school, and let me just sum up where we are at and give a little bit of a macro view. Uh, let's not focus on like stocks or anything, but just general views of where we are now, as this will help people make decisions and make conscientious efforts into what they should focus on. I think this is very, very important. And be very selective with your players, focus on where you can see the growth. And I think in a quarter or two, things would get better. Obviously, we have to wait and watch where the interest rates go, but that's just the scenario right now. So let's wait and see and how it plays out. Okay. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.